Hey folks, this is a screencast of homework advice for Webd166, the last homework of the quarter before our final project. So we're in this section right here, and the homework itself is create the ability to update a user's password. This will need to be 3 fields: old password, new password, and confirmed password. New and confirmed should be equal. Old should be in the database and match the user's ID, the credentials table. You need an update statement. The script needs to be session protected. Okay, so when we last left, I'm going to go ahead and go to my database, and we're going to truncate both tables again. And this will be sort of a review of what we did. So I'm going to truncate credentials and truncate users. There we go. So once we do that, we're clean, free and easy, and hopefully we have no data left. Great. So both statements went off without a hitch, and that means that when I go to my credentials table, I don't have any values. When I go to my users table, I have no values. Exactly what we want. So the next step is to go ahead and pick up where we left off in Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend it's really me. I'm actually going to do a live demo here. We'll do 1980. There we go. 3074. Register. Oops. I need to do 3074, and I need to do an email to pay attention to this. So register. Oops. Excuse me. Gmail. Good. Everything's working out perfectly. Hit register. Now we need to hit the recapture, which is normal because we, as you know, the capture was session-based. 1976. Now I can hit register, and I should get please check my email, which is great. So in the database, I go to browse, and this is my encrypted password. If I go to users, I browse, and I get an encrypted password here. I mean, I get my data here. So you see active is 0. All right, so as a review, when I go to my email, I'll click on that, and I will be sure to copy this. So my password is now this, and I'm going to click the following link to activate. Okay. So now that I'm activated, I should go in here and I should see 1, and that's activated. Okay. So next step is to go ahead and try to log in now. kdsecor@gmail.com with my password right here. Log in, and it welcomes me. So now the idea is to do a reset password functionality, okay? So if you noticed, let's see here. We need to create a new file called reset. Reset pw.php. Okay, and I'm thinking that if we go to the registration and I edit it in Sublime, and I search for reset password. Here we go. This is if the number of users in the registration is actually over 0. If it is, we can output, it appears your email is already in the database. Please click reset PHP here to reset your password. So what we can do is actually go into the register again. And even though it's welcoming me, which is perfect, if I go to the registration, oops, and I go ahead and do blah, 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 kdsecor Gmail, because that's the one field we're testing, 8803, it should tell me, yeah, there we go, click here to reset your password. So I'm going to build off this to be consistent. So when we look back at our assignment here, what I would do is literally copy and paste this, and go to my reset password, like so, and work off this. So what do we know about that we need to do first? Well, I'll do the obvious, but I'll do PHP and include connection.php. And that's because we know that the connection has a session started. Okay, so if I go to connection here, you'll see session start at the top. Perfect. So when we were in class Thursday, you all knew that pretty well, which is pretty good. So now we got to focus on the form. Always start with the user. I'll make another comment here. Always start with the user. So therefore, we will need a form, okay? And that form will be equal to reset.php, because that's the script. The method, of course, is post because we're dealing with some private information here. And what we'll do is we'll have something like old password, and then input type equals old tag. We'll do password. I know it can be frustrating with that, but name this can be called old password. We got to be sure we name this something obvious so that when the data comes in, and then we'll have a new password. So when the data comes in, we'll know the form and the value that the variable holds, and therefore we'll know what to do with it. Because if I see old password, I'm going to check the database for that old password to see if it exists and trigger off an error if it doesn't. So this is called new password. And so I'm really trying my best to put these variables and name fields into things that are understandable. Confirm a new password. So this will be the third field. Input type equals password. Name equals new password. Confirm new password. We need to make it separately because we have to compare them. Okay, so this is your form. And then I have an input type equals submit. The name equals submit. And the value can be something like reset password. Okay, so this gives the user full control. What we could do is auto-populate with the old password, but no, we're not going to do that. So this is now done. Okay, oh, I did HTML comment. Oh good, that's what I should do. Anyway, so we did always start with the user. New and confirm should be equal. Okay, so basically you're going to grab, we can put all these comments inside our PHP. Okay, so basically when I work like this, I can do like this and put it right in the middle. Okay, so new and confirm should be equal. Well, what is the new and what is the confirm? Well, first thing you should do is the same thing we always do, which is submit is equal to, and I'll do underscore post. I'll do it in one line because I think you're at that level where you understand what's going on now. And this will just be called small case submit. And we have to test to see if it is equal to the reset password down below, case sensitive. Okay, so that is everything we're doing. Okay, we know this needs to be session protected, so we could add protection right here. Protection. If sessions from login are not valid. Remember the redirect header location from class. Okay, so we've done this. Now we need to grab the old and confirm, so we can do this, and that would be like scalar post. Let's make sure that post new password is equal to confirm new password. So you can write that condition first, and then we can check the database because we know the session is inside the database. Remember, the sessions that we have are user ID and full name. Oops, and full name. We know this because if we go to our login, you'll see that the sessions that we create are here. So if you know that stuff, then you could do our redirect. So also, since you have the user ID, you can run out a query and say select all from credentials table where user ID equals that, and if the credentials match. Also remember what the here I'll add more use session, and remember password is SHA-1. Okay, and if so, if everything checks out, write your update statement and execute it. Execute it. So this should set you up nicely. Just as a review, what we did on Thursday was we did that login, and you see how when we added the password, we SHA-1'd it so it matched the table. Now here we're selecting from two tables, users and credentials, and that's why we have the table name prepended. We bounded our values, fetched it, and basically said, okay, well, if everything's good, we're going to add a session. And that's what we did. That's why we get a welcome. So the registration's all updated. We've been through that. The update is, the login is functional. So what I'm going to do next is just take this reset, and you guys can use it as a template if you want. And that should help you out with the homework and the review of Thursday. And starting this week, as we work, we'll start dealing with our final project and move forward. All right, any questions, hit me up with an email.